Imagine being an upper-class college student and living off campus. You work hard to pay your bills and your college tuition. And also, imagine that in addition to your monthly food budget, that you now have to budget in an additional $300 each semester to pay for the mandatory meal plan that you have been automatically enrolled in by your college. Today I will discuss the reasons why meal plans for students living off campus should not be mandatory but optional, the alternatives to the new mandatory flex plan at UT, and also the benefits to changing this option for UT students. First, I will discuss the reason why meal plans should be optional and not mandatory. Most students who live off campus are not purchasing the food that they eat on campus. They're not usually on campus as much as the other students who reside on campus. So their source of food should be connected to them and where they are most of the time. The money that they are being charged for this mandatory meal plan can be resourced to somewhere better. For instance, such as textbooks, bills that they have off campus, and the parking pass, among other things. Now, this money is refundable at the end of the semester, but that $300 is a lot of money to be put on hold until then. The options for this mandatory meal plan are very limited compared to the other options that they could use if they just had the cash available to spend somewhere else. There are only 27 off-campus merchants that are available to be paid for with this $300 flex plan. Compared to the plethora of dining options within Knoxville, that 27 options of merchants is not much at all. With this plan being announced, there were many students who were very outraged. There were 1,854 people who have signed a petition on MoveOn.org in order to stop the mandatory meal plans at the University of Tennessee. It has not been successful, but they are still working towards getting 2,000 signatures. All of this shows that the mandatory meal plans are not welcome, and it is a problem. And now that we see that it is a problem, we need to find a solution. There are some other options that are available that the university could use instead. The first option is to make the meal plans optional instead of mandatory. This would give these students, especially the off-campus students, the option to choose if they would like to sign up for the plan, and if not, if they'd like to keep that money and use it towards something else. The second option would be for them to put it back the way that it was previously, where there was no mandatory meal plan or flex plan at all that was required for off-campus students or any students with 6 hours or above. Lastly, if the university feels that a meal plan is absolutely necessary, then I would suggest that the next best option would be to at least break down the price of the total meal plan. Perhaps offering a monthly fee or a payment plan that's much more manageable for students. That way they wouldn't have to come up with the sum all at once. All of this shows that there are plausible alternatives to the mandatory meal plan. Now that we know that there are solutions and other options to this problem, why should we get involved and what can we do about it? Off-campus students must pay enough in addition to textbooks and parking passes. This mandatory $300 meal plan or flex plan that will be unused by most off-campus students could be used to cover additional expenses or something that is more relevant to this student. Students should have a voice. Many, almost 2,000, have already voiced their opinions on MoveOn.org about this meal plan. It would be nice if their voices could be heard or there could be a compromise. Through this presentation, we can now see that we can see how optional meal plans could be a better answer. Meal plans are a great option for campus students and a staple in the collegiate experience. However, when you're able to provide food for yourself and cook for yourself, mandatory meal plans are not very convenient. Food is one of the most basic human needs according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Students are responsible enough to know if they are hungry and if they need to obtain food to feed themselves. College is a time to learn and to grow into adulthood. With this comes responsibilities and freedoms. The university should acknowledge this and allow off-campus students the freedom to choose the best option for themselves and to not force mandatory meal plans, which would financially bind them for something that could be unnecessary. Thank you.